be the starter in Michigan. I know that sounds crazy. Hear me out. Jake Garcia just transferred into town. Yes, DJ Garcia from Miami, Missouri, East Carolina, and now Michigan. Last year, East Carolina, he threw for 1,400 yards, 8 touchdowns, and 12 picks. He might end up being the starter in Ann Arbor this year. I know what you're thinking. There's no way, but think about it. Bryce Underwood should be the penciled-in starter. 5-star freshman, best player in the nation for 2025. Now, there's a QB battle between Bryce Underwood and Jaden Davis during the spring ball because Mikey Keene was out with a shoulder injury. Those are 3 really talented players, and Mikey Keene was a transfer from Fresno State. And of course, the starter from last year, Davis Warren, is still on the roster. Therefore, the only reason to bring Jake Garcia in is if you don't like what you see from any of your quarterbacks right now. Because this is super late to bring in a quarterback. Portal opened up back in April. Obviously, I'm not in the building. There's still camp. But get ready to see Jake Garcia being QB1 for Michigan. And of course, I think Bryce Underwood will start at some point, but it won't be for those first couple of games. He still has some development to go through, but he will be a good player. But Michigan fans, let me know anything down below about Jake Garcia transferring in, what that means.
All right, man, let's talk, man. I seen this brother's video on Instagram, and shout out to him. So I don't follow college sports like I used to. I came up in the era of remember Sam McGuffey and Joe. What was the brother name? That he was a running back for the Cowboys, and he played at Oklahoma. Man, dude, sheesh, his mixtape was fire, nigga, in high school. I still ain't seen a better high school running back mixtape. His name was DeMarco. It was something, but I still ain't seen no high school highlights better than Sam McGuffey. OJ Mayo era, Bill Walker era. I came up in that, through the fire. That's when I follow college and high school sports really good. But yeah, he basically saying they brought this, this kid in, was Jake Garcia from Eastern Carolina. He played at 7 different schools in Missouri and all that type of stuff. And that now they're saying that, they might not think Bryce Underwood may start. Now, I have another video. I'm going to remember to edit these videos today. I have another video I'm going to edit in there, if I can remember, where he talks about why another guy said Bryce Young may not start, Bryce Underwood may not start, and saying that, they want him basically to get his weight up, and right now he needs to get in the dining hall and gets physically stronger. Some other guy, he said Mikey Keene came from Fresno. He injured his shoulder. So a couple of things that I may combat just for using common sense and with the information that he's given us. Check out the college sports playlist, talk playlist as well too. Is this: if they're bringing another quarterback who didn't have great numbers at all, he's not a good quarterback. If you heard what he said in the beginning, maybe the Michael Keene guy or whatever, maybe his shoulder injury is more serious than they thought he was, right? Or that can be true. Or also maybe Jaden Davis is probably going to prepare to transfer because he's not going to win the job over Bryce Underwood. So they brought this guy in to provide more protection. So maybe the other guy, Mikey, whatever from Fresno, maybe his injury is pretty bad, so they needed another guy. Or maybe Jaden Davis is going to transfer and he's going to be in a rotation. Or maybe the Keenly Mikey guys, his shoulder is really, really bad, and Davis is going to leave, so they need another quarterback. So at the end of the day, so maybe it's just insurance for somebody transferring, somebody being injured, or both. But if he ain't ready to play, he ain't ready to play. You know what I'm saying? And usually, I don't know what the schedule look like this year, but usually, in a situation like that, usually Michigan kind of plays some soft games in the beginning. So that's the crazy thing about it. They usually playing some really soft games. So that should give Underwood some time to get his feet under him. But maybe through the summer, he get on a good meal plan. He packs some weight on. But usually your body is your body at that age. I remember guys eating peanut butter sandwiches and eating protein shakes trying to gain weight and trying to, speed the process up. And really your body is your body. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you can get in and lift weights and all that type of stuff, but, I think your body, a lot of times, man, a lot of guys be stunting their growth a little bit potentially because their body, for the most part, your body is your body. Man, I'm telling you, bro. Friday. So, I mean, he could be right if he don't start, they spent a lot of money, and does he say, I want to transfer if I don't start? And maybe he real with himself, I ain't ready, but they still got some ways to go to get ready from practices and fall. And you look at Jaden Davis, I mean, he's been in here and he really hasn't separated himself enough from Bryce Underwood, I mean, that's troubling. You know, you was hearing his parents say, well, the plan was for him to red shirt, and nobody thought they were going to get Bryce Underwood. And my thing is, the plan was for him to red shirt. Cool, you know, but then you in a battle, you in a particular battle, and you ain't dominating the battle like you should be. So if we didn't get Jaden Davis, and we didn't get, Bryce Underwood, we still couldn't rely on you to handle your business. Ain't that crazy? We still couldn't rely on you to handle your business. That's the wild shit about it. We still couldn't count on you to do what you need to do to be the guy. So if you ain't really separated yourself or won't separate yourself from Bryce Underwood, then like I said before, yeah, you might need to hit the transfer portal. I like the fact that he did stay and compete. He did stay and compete. But when the parents say, "Oh, he needs the red shirt already," and he needs the red shirt, and he's not ready to start yet, and all this type of stuff, then that raised some concerns in your head already. Maybe you should have went to a smaller school and then transferred out of there. So as of right now, he still ain't. We lucky we did get Bryce Underwood, because if our options is still just, and they probably would have been different if they didn't get Bryce Underwood. Maybe they got somebody else. Our options would have been totally like fucked. These sorry quarterbacks behind them, outside of Davis and Underwood, we would have been in trouble. But and maybe they would have did something else. I wonder how the kid is doing in Ohio State. That's one of his rival, the kid from Ohio State, and then you got the kid over there in Colorado, which Dion, he might be trying to pull a Houdini, which we all knew what it was. People got mad because I did a short on my main channel about him trying to pretty much pull a Houdini, and we all knew once his sons got up out of there that he was gonna try to dip. And something funny about that? I remember I had this homie, man. I just kind of keep everything very vague. He coached this particular sport. He was telling me behind the scenes his son is really good at the sport, extraordinary. And he was telling me behind the scenes that he really didn't care about the other kids. He was just trying to get his son to the professionals, and he really didn't care about what happened with the other kids and stuff. Like he said, I don't care, really care about what the other kids do. I really just worried about getting my son there. And a lot of the, go ahead, bro. Like, oh my God, old people, bro. Like, go ahead. I just don't understand it, dog. You could have turned in every which way. But he basically was saying that, he was just really wanting to get his son, to the level. He didn't really care nothing about the other kids and shit like that. So you got to remember, when you dealing with, when you dealing with certain things like that, bro, it's like, yeah, you know, they doing it for their children. They don't care about your kids. They don't care about your damn kids. But that's all I had to say, man. Check out the College Sports Talk playlist. Thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. The subscribe button is the bell icon button. Hit all notifications, increase your chance of getting notifications. We go live, drop video. Peace.